my name is Alexander Roman, and this is my response to our DQ analyst. I really enjoyed this week's video. I felt like it was really informative and I gained a lot of information from it. He discussed the 6 topics of communication that everybody should know, and a lot of the topics that he talked about I felt like I knew and understood, and I have learned about them in previous classes, but he did a really good job of giving examples and putting it into perspective more. And it helped me understand it and put myself in that situation. He talked about being a leader of a company and having a meeting, so I was able to picture myself in that situation, which really helped me gain a better understanding. I think he did that throughout the video and it was really helpful. He did a really good job at gaining my attention in the beginning of the video. He made like a joke and stuff, so I wasn't immediately bored and it had my attention, and I think that's really important in not only communication overall but in these videos. One thing he said that caught my attention was that great leaders have great communication, and I feel like that's really important. As a leader, you have a lot of people around you, groups, peers, friends, and you have to be able to communicate well with them, to have the same ideas and be on the same track. And I feel like I've definitely been in situations where there's a leader that doesn't communicate well. For example, like we have breakout rooms in Zoom classes, and usually one person has to take charge of the group in the breakout room to get us all to talk. Otherwise, if no one says anything, none of us will. So I think, like he said, with great leader does come great communication, and it's a really important aspect to know, and I definitely took from that. He goes in to talk about how we are losing communication skills, and that is related to one topic from the textbook that I took that was also related to his video. In the textbook, they talk about the 3 communication channels, which is face-to-face, written, and electronic. And our chapter goes into details about each of those phases. And then he talks about how with more communication channels doesn't necessarily mean better communication. He did a really good comparison about how millions of years ago, the only form of communication was face-to-face, and now we can call, text, email, and with that, we are losing our verbal communication skills because we're not having that one-on-one interaction. And that was something I never really thought of, because I feel like I talk really well to all my family and friends and peers because I text them or I'm able to talk to them often, but I'm not truly communicating with them the way I should. So that was something really interesting to hear about. He also talks about feedback, and then that's a chapter in chapter 1 of our book. He says that when you ask questions, you have to listen to not respond, but to understand. And that's something that I kind of personally understood, because I feel like when I listen to somebody give me a response or a feedback, I will respond back with what I think they want to hear and try and match their feedback. But when in reality, I should just be listening to what they're saying and understanding it. I felt like that was really important. And yeah, I really enjoyed this video and I feel like I learned a lot.